Calley Means, who is a former lobbyist, just sat down with a Politico reporter in front of a bunch of the establishment reporters, bureaucrats, and lobbyists. And in this interview that got really heated, he went back and forth with her regarding RFKJ getting into the spot of HHS director and immediately beginning to slash jobs by downsizing and consolidating these different agency arms within HHS. And I thought it was really interesting because the pushback was, well, how dare RFKJ go in there and start slashing all these jobs? How is that progress? And just a couple nuggets of truth that I think are warranted to put out in front of you, because this is going to be the uphill battle that we're going to face in 2026 as we try to make this machine leaner, tighter, stronger, less dependent on Ooga bucks coming from our pockets. People are going to wail and complain because, oh my gosh, all these people who held these jobs and now they're getting let go. And while there is a very human side to the nature of the business, this is the way that businesses who are run well and efficiently do business. They downsize. They're constantly looking for ways to cut overhead, to streamline the process and make their machine run more efficiently and more effectively. When RFKJ got into this job, he began immediately cutting jobs and reducing the workforce from 82,000 to 62,000 full-time employees, which also is combined with voluntary departures. This restructuring was just announced a couple days ago, and it aims to save taxpayers around $1.8 billion annually. And RFK isn't just going in there and just slashing around for fun with a lightsaber. He's going in strategically, and he's had conversations that are very public about this, where he's like, there are duplicate roles. There are offices that they're duplicates. They're apparently doing the same thing, or offices that don't communicate that should be communicating. And so there's overlap in staffing. We don't need this. If we want to stop pouring tons of money into the machine, then we're going to have to slash and cut. And so this will save taxpayers around $1.8 billion annually. It also consolidates 28 divisions into 15, which is what I was saying. And he created the Administration for a Healthy America, which will centralize functions like public health, addiction services, environmental health, which again was one of his goals, was to streamline and downsize bureaucracy, to streamline it so that it's a more efficient, effective machine. Calley Means said something that I think is important, that Trump and Bobby are two of the most important and popular political figures in America, and I would argue in the world right now, that these two men came in as change makers. For the first time, we saw people come in who are committed verbally and what they campaigned on and what we're seeing in action now to going in and flipping tables. And the establishment machine doesn't want that. The establishment machine needs things to keep running the way it's running in order for them to keep their power. Because if you have change makers come in and start flipping tables and slashing jobs and looking underneath the hood to see what's really going on and to see why the engine's not working, people are going to get let go. The machine is going to start to feel the pain. We elected Bobby and Trump. And I say that, and I think it's a very important distinctive, that many, many moms who were on the fence with Trump or maybe not even interested in Trump, and not just moms, but dads too, as soon as RFKJ came alongside Trump, people were voting for RFKJ to get in there and to dismantle the machine. We see the childhood crisis of health. We see that our kids are sicker than they've ever been. Solutions that are given to their disease is, at this point, we're talking about 6-year-olds being put on Ozempic because they are so fat and ill that that's just the solution that progressives are offering. Like, that's the state of American health right now, is to sell the poison and sell the cure, and to the tune of trillions of dollars on our taxpayer dime. And we, as moms and dads who are deeply concerned about the future of America and our kids' health, said, we want change. We want change. And we don't want to stop change just to protect jobs of establishment people who have been in there and who have overseen the utter destruction of our children's health. We have an autism crisis. No one wants to answer why we have so many autistic children. Ultimately, if we wanted the same status quo, then we would have elected Kamala. because she was a part of the machine. But we elected Trump, knowing that Bobby was going to get in there and flip the tables. So I think that it's important to recognize that the establishment machine, via what we saw with Politico and this interview with the Politico reporter and Calley Means, still doesn't get it. They don't get that they're actually now the archaic form of America, that we conservatives, Maha, this new big tent movement has become the way of progress. We're the ones who are actually demanding that we lift up the hood and look at what's going on and streamline the process and then figure out why we are so ill. Why is our disease rate out of control? Why is our obesity rate out of control? What's going on with our water? What's going on with our air? What's going on with the chemicals in our food? What about the vaccine schedule that continues to grow without any long-term studies showing that this many vaccines on this exact schedule that our little babies are starting today is safe and effective? If we wanted that same status quo, we would have put Kamala Harris in charge, and all of her establishment friends would have kept on keeping on, because it's archaic, because it's not the way of progress. But we Americans, who have become the new party of progress under this new Maha initiative, this new MAGA initiative, this new progressive, truly liberal, classic thinkers who want to demand better for America, who want to make us more financially responsible, who want to see our healthcare system made much better, much more whole, who actually want to see things investigated fully instead of just staying on the nipple of the pharmaceutical industry and this ugly lobbyist pharmaceutical big pharma relationship. No, we said we don't want that anymore. We want change. We want someone to get in there and stir things up. I remember Trump saying at one of the campaigns, "I'm going to make you go wild, Bobby, go wild." And that's what we wanted. That's what we voted for. And those establishment legacy media outlets like Politico still don't get it. So I'm going to link below the Calley Means interview. You can check it out and tell me what you think below. Follow along all of our social media platforms at wearerootedwings.com. And every Friday, we release a full episode on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. So follow there, leave a good review if you appreciate our work, and we'll see you somewhere over there.